All right, y'all. I hope y'all are all doing well. I'm gonna come through with a couple topics for you. First of all, Instagram has changed its format once again, and it's super annoying. Per usual, a social media platform has arranged the components of their page like chess pieces. It's just like, ugh. But I ain't gonna stop using it. I just want to complain. Okay, so the Reels button and the shopping button is at the bottom now. And then the button to post pictures and then look at your activity is up top. And it's just like, now I have to train my brain to say, okay, I want to post a picture. I don't look at the bottom, I look up top. Gotta love it, right? Story of our life. Anyway, speaking of Instagram, so BET Plus reached out to me and said, hey, we want to use one of the comments that you posted about one of the shows you like, off of BET Plus. And I was just like, oh, wow, this is amazing. Like, why not? But my thing is I made that comment off of my burner page. Okay, I have a burner IG page, all right? Don't judge me. But, my primary page is my art page, and then I have my burner IG page. So, one day just randomly I'm posting about a show. You're like, oh, I love this show, blah, blah, blah. And then, they contact me and I'm just like, this is crazy. But, an IG page that has my face and all that stuff like that, like, that's going to come soon. I deleted my previous one. And I'm going to get another page. But the reason why I deleted my previous one, that's a long story for another day. I'll tell y'all later. But right now I have my art page and I post some other random things, but it's cool. But I did not expect to get a message from BET Plus about, a comment that I made on my burner page. But wow. Anyways, moving on. All right, y'all. So next topic is the Breakfast Club and Megan Thee Stallion. So I don't know if y'all know about the situation here. So basically, Megan Thee Stallion's team gave the Breakfast Club a laundry list of items that they did not want them to discuss with Megan Thee Stallion, and like a majority of those items pertain to the Tory Lanez situation that happened a couple months ago. Okay, so the Breakfast Club declined because just imagine them doing an interview with Megan Thee Stallion without talking to her about that situation. And so Megan Thee Stallion goes on to do an interview with GQ and, gives details about the Tory Lanez situation to them. So Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy, more so than Angela Yee, are offended because they're like, yo, why do you give details to a white-based platform and opposed to a black-based platform? And so I'm looking at it like, this is not about race. This is about the matters of journalism. And the fact that, yeah, Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy are not going to say, hey, we are not the ultimate and the best interviewers. So, yeah, I can understand why she would go to GQ. Okay? Charlamagne the God, out of all three of the members of the Breakfast Club, he asks the most thought-provoking questions. But he has improved over the years because Charlamagne the God was like in savage mode, like when he first started, and he had to go through a reform of some sort, and it's really been helping his image because he's gotten better. DJ Envy, his questions are not really strong. But he is the type of interviewer that can talk about music. He's a DJ, so I respect him for knowing about music and knowing hip hop. Okay, Angela Yee is like the person that deals with like the gossip and all of that stuff. So they all have their different roles, and they all have their vices, their issues, or whatever it may be. But I can see it in my mind, like Megan Thee Stallion going to the Breakfast Club and them having a bit of an unstructured interview with her, because I've seen the Breakfast Club host interviews where it's just like all over the place and not a lot of structure. And there's been a couple of occasions where like the interviewee has overpowered the Breakfast Club and they're struggling to keep the interview together. But with GQ, they have proven themselves as a reputable platform in a sense where their covers are a signature factor for them, and also their interviews are very clean and put together. So for her to go to GQ, of course she's going to feel much more comfortable around, you know, people that are skilled and that are journalists, and opposed to like the Breakfast Club. Now, I'm not going to knock them, okay? They all did not go to, you know, school for broadcasting and journaling. I understand that. And so they're operating by trade for the most part. I think Angela Yee went to school for journalism, if I'm not mistaken. However, they're not all together, you know, schooled in that area. However, it's all about the interview and it being structured. Okay? The team was like, no, we not doing this. We not having this foolishness. I'm sorry. You're going to go to GQ, and that's on that. So it's cool, y'all. They didn't do the interview. Get over it, you know? So, all right, y'all. So I want to talk about winter blues and seasonal affective disorders and depression during this time of the year. And I'm telling y'all, it's getting cold, and you know, people are going to be getting sick. And y'all know people are preparing for a second wave, y'all. And it's going to be rough out here. So, you know, with people naturally, you know, having mood changes during this time of the year, like, it's going to be amplified times 10. It feels like, you know, people are going to be depressed in their apartments or their houses by themselves or still with their family, but they're going through their mood changes. And, you know, the lighting, you got to fix it to make sure you're not, you know, feeling sad. Like, it's just a lot. So it's just like, you know, just think about it. Like, how are you going to uplift your spirits? Like, how are you going to protect your mental health and making sure you don't get into slumps, that you don't get depressed, that you don't feel bad every day, that you don't feel like you don't want to get up out your bed? Like, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to play, you know, video games? Are you going to read? Are you going to do, you know, arts and crafts? Are you going to do exercise? Are you going to go outside and get fresh air? Are you going to play music that is going to uplift your spirits? Like, what are you going to do to put yourself in a happy place? Because, you know, there are places that are, you know, starting to shut down, different states, cities, counties, or whatever it may be, guys, because they are preparing, you know, based off of the numbers. And, you know, there are places that are just closing down early, you know, like Walmart or like grocery stores. You know, I can't do my little late night runs. It's sickening to me, because, you know, I'm a night owl. But, you know, I just encourage everybody to, you know, keep your spirits up and make sure that you are not falling into slumps during this cold weather, because it will get you, and I don't want it to get anybody. Okay. All right, y'all. So Bobby Brown's son, Bobby Brown Jr., has passed away at the age of 28. And this is very unfortunate, y'all. He was so young. 28? Oh. So rest in peace to him. It said it was no foul play involved. So, you know, with Bobby Brown, you know, first it was Whitney Houston, then it was Bobby Christina, and now it's his son, Bobby Brown Jr. So, you know, I'm just praying for Bobby Brown. But, you know, Bobby Brown, I've always liked him. You know, he's went against the grain, you know, been the bad boy of R&B. And when he was with Whitney Houston, like, they were both hilarious. Like, if y'all have ever seen the reality show that they did together, like, child, they was too much. They was too hood. I loved it. But anyway, all right, y'all, I want to talk about something that really is disturbing to me. Unqualified dating coaches. Like, the only there's actually two dating coaches that I listen to, and one of them I listen to religiously. That's Tony Gaskins. I listen to him like almost every day. And then you have Rebecca Pope. Well, she is very logical with, you know, her content, you know. And so everybody else that I listen to, like, I'll listen to them in bits and pieces, and I'll take from them what I believe is right and what's wrong, but I'm not on their page, like, you know, taking notes and, yeah, I need to do this and do that. And, you know, there are people that are not really qualified to do their job, and like what they've experienced in their childhood, and also what they've experienced with dating, and just experience in their life period, has impacted their dating advice. So when they give it to people, like, it's not always right. You know, when people say they're a dating coach or relationship coach or whatever it may be, you kind of like automatically think that this person knows what they're talking about. So they'll put up a video with a title, and they'll, you know, be speaking with conviction or whatever it may be. And so you're thinking that what they're saying is right or it's the gospel, but if you think about it, a lot of times, like, it's really not. You know, you'll have like male-based channels where the guys are, you know, telling them to just, you know, smash these girls and keep it moving, and, you know, they're not teaching them the right thing to do. When you got these females channels, it's like, yo, take these men for their money and, you know, leave them to dry. And I'm just like, wait, we can't be doing that, guys. That's not fair to the human race and how we should be treating each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just gotta be logical and just stick to the basics and just not be so complicated when it comes to like dating and stuff like that. And so what I want to say basically is just be careful who you're listening to, because everybody that gives advice is not qualified. You know, is their trauma and their pain can be coming out in their content, and that's not healthy for their audience. You know, somebody will go out and do the wrong thing because they were listening to so and so. So, you know, just be careful out here, okay? So that is all that I have, and I hope y'all have an amazing night or an amazing day. All right, y'all take care.